And we're live. What's up, Poison Stinger? Good morning. I'm Irish USMC Vet. It's Poison Stinger over there.
Hey.
I did not post up in the comment section this morning. I was busy doing some things, preparing for the day.
Right, now that you got your camera working and all, we could do one of those, one of these chats should be the setting up your garden thing, bro.
Oh, the garden planner. Yeah, we'll definitely work on that. I'll schedule that for next week sometime.
Yeah, cool.
So, remember we talked about the seed bombs?
Uh-huh.
Well, I went and bought $2 more worth of wildflower seeds.
Nice.
And these are specific to your area, but they're 20 cents a pack. So,
Nice.
But they're perennial and annual. So if you make the seed bombs, like I was telling everybody, I'll do a video on the seed bombs. They'll produce flowers this year, and then next year, the perennials will sprout. And the perennials may sprout this year as well, but they won't produce a flower. So the reason why they make these wildflower mixes is because some annuals are they're like that. So, but the cut flower mix has the echinacea, or the Echinacea purpurea, which is the purple coneflower, what everybody uses for medicinal uses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the echinacea is actually part of the flower mix in these. So if you're throwing out echinacea everywhere you go, it should be easy to find, right? So what's going on today?
Oh, today is a Friday.
Friday. Mondays are usually the worst.
Dude, 1 week from today, I should be picking up my safe queen, my holy grail. I'm excited and also terrified at the same time. Because I don't like walking around. First of all, I don't like walking around with the amount of cash that I have to have in order to get it. Let alone now I'm going to be walking around with that amount of cash on the hip. So.
You'd be all right. You're big balling. You'll be all right.
I think it'll be just like a fancy gun, like when we go out, and I want to feel fancy. Go to church or something.
You want to show off?
Yeah, I don't show off except for on YouTube, to be honest. Showing off your pistols and your rifles out in public around here probably frowned upon.
Yeah. You don't want to show it off. Southwest CEO warns plunging domestic travel has 9/11-like feel. I heard this morning that I think Maryland declared a state of emergency because of the virus. So that's interesting.
California did that though too, didn't they? Without any cases.
Yeah, they had cases, but I'm not sure why. Would you please quit? Like, I don't want so many freaking commercials.
Dude, get ad blocker. Although, yeah, all these sites that you send us to get these news things, man, yeah, they're like, we see that you're using ad blocker, and that's not nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't have 1 billion ads. Maybe if you limited it to a certain amount, a normal amount that I could deal with, okay. But you got pop-ups and you got like 1 billion ads. Yeah, I'm gonna start using ad blockers.
See if anybody's checking in. Nobody's checked in yet.
Not yet.
All right, so let's see if this does this again. Easter Fear 2020. So we're not going to have Easter. You're not going to go to church on Easter. South Korea tests hundreds of thousands of people. Singapore, lying about where you have been gets you 6 months in jail. All right, so they're gonna crack down and start, you know, taking away more of your liberties. It sounds like. I mean, I don't know it's Korea, but
It's all for your safety. Don't.
yeah. Yeah, robots fighting virus by disinfecting hospital, taking temps, and preparing meals. That's what I want. Is a robot sticking a thermometer in my ass. Malfunction, malfunction, malfunction. Yeah, okay, bro. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, get away from me with that thing. Containment unlikely outcome as spread grows worldwide. Yep, we know that. Thousands of Americans asked to self-quarantine. That's an interesting one. I want to read that one.
Mm.
Cruise passengers off California wait test results. Unfazed gamblers, worried showgirls, Vegas on the edge as virus arrives. Oh, that's what they were talking about yesterday whenever I said about the leaving Vegas, which Tactical Tone left Vegas. So
Yeah. Good for him, man. It's a real big difference between being in Vegas all his life or however long he's lived there. Now he's out in the country. I know what that's like, and it's a shock when you first try to go to bed for the first time after living in the city, and there's no traffic noise. It's hard to fall asleep because it is too friggin' quiet. And then you have sounds of nature you've never heard of before at night, and you don't know if it's friend or foe. Yeah.
Yep. Well, you know, and that's at nighttime too. A lot of things play tricks on your mind. So
Yeah.
let's see. Tinder warns users to be wary of the coronavirus.
Tinder?
Yeah.
Oh wow! So your random hookups.
Yeah. Make sure that you're wearing your mask while you're doing your random, hookups.
I said Tinder, not farmers only.
Oh yeah, no.
Farmers only's fine. You can still get
Yeah.
randoms in there.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want to do because that's far out in BFE, you know, where nobody's at. You know, they haven't got the flu because they're out so far. Long Island sees first corona case. New York total surges to 22. The number doubled overnight. 22 people in New York have COVID-19 as of Thursday, and at least 2 of them are being treated in intensive care units. And that was just published 57 minutes ago.
It's here.
Yeah, I mean, undoubtedly it's here. The problem is like we don't know if it's really a bioweapon or what. And they've said there's 2 strains of it supposedly now. It's already jumped a new strain, so.
It seems pretty stupid. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a bioweapon, but at the same time, you gotta wonder why would they make a bioweapon like that they know it's gonna spread back to them. It's like kind of shooting yourself in the face with a nuke. You know?
Well, I wouldn't. I will go on record with you saying that we make a lot of those weapons here in the United States too. A lot of shit you wouldn't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. So
I know. I just it's kind of don't understand the logic behind it sometimes when it's designed. Bioweapons are designed to do these kind of things. If you've ever seen Outbreak.
yeah.
And it just doesn't seem like something that you would want to do. Obviously, it's going to come back and get you. But I guess they're just doing research.
Yeah, they just don't want to be behind the other countries that have it,
Right.
What? I don't even want to say that one online, but I'll post a link to it.
All
This
right.
is really gonna chap my ass. You're gonna love this link. I am really upset now.
Yeah.
You wait till you see this one. The one I'm getting ready to post. All right. This one is really going to chap your ass. It's another hook scare.
Your data, your experience. Lots of cookies, man. Don't want your cookies.
How blood plasma from recovered patients can help treat the coronavirus.
So everybody's panic buying ammunition?
Is that not chap your ass? Morning, Walter Davis.
I'm not really too worried about it because I actually prepared for this scenario.
I know.
I got some lead and I got some molds and I know how to use it.
They just, stuff kills me. Like, people.
Good morning, Walter Davis.
Killing me. How's it doing over in Walter Davis land? Do you see any of this crazy off-the-shelf purchases and everybody's going crazy buying up everything in your area?
As far as I know, it still hasn't hit Phoenix. Shelves look normal. Would you say the shelves look normal, hon?
What looks normal?
Do the shelves look normal at the grocery stores?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here anyway.
Yep. So stockpile your ammo now while prices are high.
Although I did see quite a few people at Tempe wearing masks when I went to work this week.
Mm.
Mostly Asian people.
Oh yeah, they're already programmed for that.
But there was a few non-Asian people also wearing masks.
Hours.
And a lady with a super cute baby, and she put a super cute little mask on the baby and herself.
Oh yeah, have you seen the designer masks? They already have designer masks.
Why am I not surprised? But no, I haven't seen them.
Isn't that like awesome?
Maybe you can get one that says Supreme on it.
Probably so. Yeah, they make them with like fangs on them and smiley faces, and there's the whole gambit, man. The whole gambit.
Yep. I've seen them. The one for their baby, she had a little onesie with the ears on the baby, and then the baby's mask had like a little teddy bear face on it.
Do you want to show your mask off?
I already showed it, I think. It's kind of pretty.
You look like one of the female ninjas from Mortal Kombat.
Get over here!
Right? Oh, yes, ma'am.
As I'm ripping your spine out.
I don't care, just touch it.
Yeah, just touch it. Touch it. Oh man.
He's working in Bedminster, New Jersey, near the Trump golf course. Very wealthy area. People seem to think it won't touch them. Well, yeah, they got the money, right?
Yeah, they can afford the ventilators and stuff. What's up?
Emergency.
Hold on. All right, hold on. You take over for a minute, Russ.
Sure. Take over. I got plenty.
Sell these for hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, we actually did put a price on these for $35 in the yard sale for a little bit, but then I don't know. I didn't. As they were sitting on there and people were coming into our yard sale, I was like, dude, I can't do that, even as a joke, because what if they actually bought them? And then I'd feel bad. But at the same time, I could use the $35 for something I probably paid $5 for. I don't know. I'm too honest of a person sometimes, I think.
Now they're $400.
Are they? Well, I mean, I guess if we put them on eBay, I wouldn't mind so much because then I don't know the person. And at that point, if they're going to eBay to get their mask, I don't know. We'll see. Right now, though, I'm actually looking at buying more silver. I don't want to buy a ton of it because it seems like the price is going up. So we're going to, since I'm in control, we're going to talk about the spot prices a little bit. Today, silver is starting, at least according to my widget on my phone, is at $1,673 an ounce, which is up 2.19% from some other time. And silver is sitting at $17.52, which is the same as it was last night. So I don't know if that changed. Maybe it just didn't refresh. Oh, no, it hadn't refreshed. So silver right now is at $17.42. Gold is up a little bit to $16.77. So if you haven't bought any, consider buying some. There's a really cool website, and I'm going to share it in the chat. If you're into buying silver, this will find you the cheapest online price. It's like Gunbot. If anybody knows what Gunbot was, Gunbot would find you the cheapest ammo deals on the internet, and this will find you the cheapest silver prices on the internet. And they update it very regularly, like every few minutes. So I highly recommend it. And I'm going to be dropping that link in the chat. And they also have a list of all the online companies that do a one-time offer of silver at spot for first-time customers. And there's quite a few. I think myself, before I found this website, I had found them on my own from watching YouTube videos and other people talking about it. And I found I think it was 50 or 60 ounces. I think it's 50, but it might be 60 ounces of silver that you can get at spot price. So take advantage of that if you can. I did buy one 10-ounce bar that hopefully will be coming soon. I can't buy all 50 or 60 ounces all at once. I wish I could, but finances won't allow that because I'm saving up for my birthday present. So that's a good website. Walter Davis, they just don't think anything can happen that money can fix except the stock market crashing. And the really rich people, even if the stock market crashes, most of them have holdings in gold and silver, like actually physical gold and silver. So they might lose a lot of their wealth, but they won't lose it all for sure. Because, if you're rich, if you did it yourself, you're probably smart enough to know that fiat currency is not a good thing to invest in. We've been reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That talks about it in there. I was watching his YouTube videos, which I was enjoying at first, but then I realized he's just trying to sell his books because he's not really giving any information out. He's just kind of doing the whole pitch, and so it seems like he's trying to sell a book. But I did find some other channels that talk about real estate and how to make some money in it, cash flow and all that stuff. So I recommend, if you're looking at that, to watch some videos on that. That's what we're hoping to do. Actually, we're hoping to get a duplex, rent half of it out, live in the other half, and then go from there. Looking for small, ways of making a little extra cash. So I don't know. I was actually thinking about doing videos on that. Excuse me. Because if I do videos on that, maybe I don't like e-begging. I hate e-begging, but at the same time, maybe I have a thing where I do what do they call that? Where they a Kickstarter or something, like help me out get my first property and get like a certain percentage of the profits or something. I don't know how that works. I'd have to look into it, but it's one of those things I think about. Other than that, what's going on out there? That's like the main thing that I've been doing lately is watching the silver market, looking at where I can buy it. I bought a little bit, haven't bought a ton of it. I think I definitely overspent on my budget because my budget is $200 every 2 weeks, so $400 a month. And the last one that I did, I spent probably almost double my budget because it was $160 for the 10 ounce because the spot was only $16. And then I bought something I thought was a good deal, but probably wasn't. I bought numismatic, right? Collector stuff. And I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting rid of it now. Hey, there it comes. But I'm trying to get rid of the numismatic because I kind of like the real stuff, just the value more than the perceived value of something. So as soon as I can get rid of those and turn it into actual silver that I don't care about, will be better. Oh, my first goal is going to be to fill a monster box of American Silver Eagles. I mean, I've seen some people doing it online, right? American Silver Eagle. And a monster box holds 500 of these. So here's one. I got 499 to go. Actually, I got the numismatic ones. These are the ones that I was talking about. I got 3 of those. Trying to get rid of them right now. But yeah, I'm going to have a little goal, of that. Because 500 ounces, I think, is going right around just under 10 grand. I think it's like 9,500, 9,600, something like that. Real close. But doing that, I'm also getting my credit in order. We're using I know you can do it for free probably if you do the work, but it's just easier for us to pay somebody else to do it for us. So we have a debt consolidator who, I forget, how much is our debt consolidator charging?
$129.99 a month.
$129.99 a month each. So there's 2 of us. So it's actually quite a bit more than I thought. But at the same time, they're doing a pretty good job, and it's not going to be forever, right? It's just to get us, and they've already taken stuff off our credit, which technically has saved us money because now we don't owe that money anymore because the people that said that we owed the money didn't respond in a certain amount of time, so therefore we don't owe it no more. So technically it's still a good deal, I suppose. Our credit's going to go up, which means I can get a loan for a business or a house. And then at the same time, I'm putting some money back into some actually real currency. So, what's up, Irish?
We had the. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The wife just found a kitty cat that had passed away, so she was in panic mode.
Oh man.
So have to take care of that after a while.
I hate that part of being a pet owner, bro. That's the worst part.
It's what I miss. What I miss.
Oh, I was talking about silver and stuff that I know about that I'm talking about lately. I also shared a link if you're interested. I don't think I shared this link with you yet. It's findbullionprices.com. If you've ever used Gunbot to find the cheapest ammo on the internet, this is the same thing but with precious metals, gold and silver. It'll find the cheapest offering, and it'll also provide all the ones that are doing their free promotions, which I pretty much already shared all of those with you. There's like another one that does war nickels, but the amount of silver that's in a war nickel is like 35%, and I don't know. It's just extra bulk without the weight of silver. But yeah, check, and they refresh that like every few minutes. So if you're in the market to buy silver, that's a great website to use to find the cheapest out there.
Cool. Yeah. I usually just go to my local coin store and go through their junk pile, like silver dollars, because they'll sell those cheaper than they will when it's in a plastic.
Yeah, I went to a couple places this week, and man, are they proud of their shit. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I'm looking at the spot price on this item because, another thing I didn't mention, let me do real quick. So I have my phone set up now for silver and gold, right? I got a widget that tells me the spot price. And this app right here is called Coinflation. This app is great if you're dealing with junk silver, right? Oops, hold on. So dealing with junk silver, you say, okay, well, I'm going to deal with U.S. coins, right? And then you're going to do whatever denomination that you're doing, right? So you're doing, what are you doing? The dollars, Morgan dollars, or peace dollars?
Just the regular silver dollars.
Well, they have the Morgans from 1878 to 1921.
Oh, the newer ones, the peace dollar,
Yeah.
probably.
So peace dollars, right? And then how many did you get? Let's say that you got, I don't know, 10
Mm-hmm.
$10 worth, right? And then you just hit calculate, and it tells you what the melt value of the silver that's in it, because it's 90% silver.
Mm-hmm.
So right there is what it is at spot right now for the melt value. That's where you start your negotiations. Like, hey, melt, and you can bring this app up because they all know this app is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, hey, Coinflation says that melt value is 134. Now I know you need to make a little bit of money, but I need you to get down closer to that because you charging $20 for a coin that's only worth, $13. We need to talk.
Most definitely. Yeah. Yeah, every tool in your tool bag that you can have,
But it is good to know and get friendly with your local coin shop, obviously.
All right, Walter, thanks for stopping by and have a great day. Be safe, brother.
I drove him away with all the silver talk.
Coin talk.
Talk about what you know.
So I was talking to, well, I wasn't talking to. Got an email from a guy out in Texas, and he's also in the military, but he also runs a online business, and he was saying, we sold out all of our respirators and all this stuff in February, like February 27th or something. So, and he didn't even jack them up or anything, so it was an interesting email. What are we pouring out there?
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's what showed me the other day. Yep.
It's all gone, though, now.
Salsa verde.
I love it. I don't eat a lot of salt, so it's like, instead of salt, I just use this. I mean, this has sodium in it, I'm sure, but probably not as much as I'd have if I just salted it. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's nothing of, nobody wants to come in and talk to us today, so. Yeah, so today is just basically going to be a let's see what's going on, because I don't know. Oh, the rate's near zero and liquidity concerns today. So, yeah.
Hold on a second.
I just stuck my fingers in my mouth. Look at that. I'm going to die now. Oh, that's a shocking statement.
What?
Hold on. Hold on, let me bring it up. As the coronavirus spreads, one study predicts that even the best case scenario is 15 million dead and 2.4 trillion hit in the global GDP.
Wow.
I mean, if they're telling you to stay home and you can't manufacture stuff, yeah, I can see the money being lost. But
how many did? 150 million?
No, 15 million.
15 million?
That's the best case scenario, is what it's posted on Yahoo News.
Wow.
I'll share the link over here.
What's up, Stan? What's up, motherfucker?
Oh, mine hasn't updated yet. I don't even see Stan in the room yet.
Yeah. Yahoo News, huh?
Yeah, well, it came up on the Drudge Report, so I was just sharing it out there.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Is this new?
Yeah. March 5th, 2020.
So yesterday, yeah, pretty new.
Must
One
have been
study.
must be after we got offline.
Yeah.
Stan back in there now. I don't see it still. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Morning, Stan.
Well, I mean, I've been saying it for a long time. The world needs a Colin. I guess
Yeah, I
not
just
the greatest though.
no. It says the coronavirus outbreak that originated. I cannot talk today. This is not going to be good. Has killed nearly 3,300 people. So most experts will say that that's 10 times more.
Yep.
Because one, you're not allowed to go out. So who's going and checking on those people that don't get checked on?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, they're also supposedly burning the bodies. I mean, they're not even burying them. They're just the virus has spread to 81 countries.
That's some bullshit. But I mean, you know, I'd be more thinking that it's because it's China and it's a communist government. And obviously, I mean, if you've seen Chernobyl or whatever, they don't like admitting when they do something stupid.
Oh yeah, of course not. I mean, they ran everybody out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was like overnight they hauled everybody out of there at Chernobyl.
Yeah. But I mean, they didn't even tell you what happened at Chernobyl for years. We didn't know. I mean, I lived through that shit. We didn't know what actually happened there for probably 5 years because they were trying to cover that shit up. And it's actually one of the reasons why the Soviet Union fell, because they started getting discovered that they were lying and putting people at risk by saying, "Oh, no, everything's fine, don't panic." Meanwhile, people's skin is melting off. You know? Yeah.
Well, I mean, just look what the soldiers they paid the soldiers to go in there and throw parts of the live reactor back into it. I mean,
yeah.
Come on now. And you think they got that extra pay they were promised? No, because they fell over dead before.
Yeah. Well, I know there was some volunteers that had made a deal that their families would get their money because they knew that they were going to die before they even came out. But that was the whole thing. But I mean, the government lied and put people at risk because they didn't want to seem weak, or that they made a mistake on national news.
Right.
So China doing that, I don't doubt it one bit. Apparently Biden had an insult.
Yeah, what was that? What's that about, Stan?
I don't follow Democratic stuff, so I mean, it's usually news to me. Who are you looking forward to running against Trump? Like, if you could choose one of the candidates, who would you like to see Trump go up against?
Myself?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even think I want to be political.
I mean, I don't like Trump. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a Trump-trained person. I really don't like him because he's a traitor. But I do enjoy a good show.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I just want somebody that's gonna go back to the ways that it should be. So, if you have those constitutional values, whether you're Democrat, Republican, alien, green, brown, blue, whatever.
Oh, I get it.
I know people that will just go in and hit all Democrat or all Republican. They don't even care. So, because you just vote straight party, and I don't do that way. I pick and choose the candidates I think, whether they're Democrat or Republican.
it's getting to be more just me going down Republican, though. I mean, I try to study the people, and it used to be back when I first was voting in my young life that there was a few times I voted Democrat, but it seems like the last few times I haven't voted for a Democrat because every damn one of them wants to take my rights.
Yeah.
And the Republicans are no better because they say they don't want to take my rights, and then they still do. So it's like, well, I almost want to vote for Democrat just because at least they're fucking honest.
Yeah, I just don't want any of their policies.
Mm-hmm.
They're using MRIs and X-rays to determine the cerveza bug, so the numbers are way off. You can't diagnose it through radiology. Money first. Yeah.
We saw that one picture of them scanning somebody who looked like with a infrared to see if they had a fever, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to it. I'm not privy to the information that I used to be privy to. So,
Right.
If I was still in the military, I'm sure we'd have been briefed on this in a hazmat brief or something. And I don't professionally do it anymore. Angel R. Male. Good morning, sir.
That's true, Angel. I'll give you that.
Well, they're just now starting to say they're doing a study now for traumatic brain injuries and stuff. So, they say that those didn't help or didn't hurt, and now apparently they have to. Like Agent Orange, for example. I know a lot of Vietnam veterans that died from Agent Orange and complications due to Agent Orange.
Yeah.
And it was maybe 10 years ago they finally paid the surviving family members of those veterans that died. So, and they knew that shit was bad news,
Yeah. I don't understand it, man. There's a special place in hell.
I mean, if you roll it around in any kind of chemical, it's probably going to have some negative effects on you,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I remember one of the guys from Roundup one time. There was a video floating around about it, and he's like, "Oh, this stuff's safe. I'll drink a whole cup of it." But he didn't drink a cup of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because the guy asked him and said, "Well, take your big swig of that then."
I would have loved to see the excuse on that.
Well, no, I'm not thirsty yet. Bet you're
I
not,
would,
buddy.
but I just drank a big glass of water.
Yeah. My back teeth are floating right now. I'm so hydrated.
Right. Oh my goodness. So what are you doing this weekend that you're looking forward to? Anything?
Same old, same old. I'm gonna put a lot of start a lot of seeds. So.
Right. Never a day off for you.
Yeah, it's getting down to time now.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Wife has helped clear out some of the garden, so we're looking at getting that started next week. I mean, I cleared out about half. She got the other. So I think we're gonna get some more topsoil, and then more wood chips, and start do another layer on it, and then we'll go ahead and start planting some of the stuff we got.
I need to find that article and forward it to you. In your fall, you could put the cheap bag of dog food as on the top, and then cover it with more layers of cardboard and stuff, and it'll actually heat the garden. It's like the quickest way to make a heated grow bed if you don't have access to horse manure and stuff. So in the cold frames that I use, we'll do that if we don't have horse manure or something, but I always have access to that. But I read a cool article about that when I was searching the interwebs. So I figured that'd be cool for people that don't have access to it.
I would have never known you could do that.
Yeah, but get the cheapest bag of dog food you can, and then lay it underneath your stuff. And
I'd be worried about stray dogs.
yeah, I mean, if you water it down, break it down, and I mean, you'll have animals dig stuff. But
My garden's so small, one animal digging is about half of my garden. So yeah, the stock markets are crashing because of this coronavirus. You got gold and silver going all over the place. They're suppressing it. Then we had a bailout, or not bailout, but interest rate going down. They're really trying to prop up the fiat currency right now, and I think I don't know, when it comes crashing down, I think, man, it could be the coronavirus that does it, man. It brings everything down.
to slow the economy down enough to make it crash, yeah.
Yeah.
Stan says, "Be right back. My son's laid off and he slept in long enough." Laugh out loud. Time to wake his arse up and get more coffee. Hey, I'm the same way. Um, my kids aren't laid off. They go to college, but they still do their chores and anything I need done, help with, or a project I need them to get onto. They do it, because if they say, "Hey, Dad, my car broke down," or you know, I'm going to do it either way, because regardless, I'm their father. But I'm going to be like, "Hey, you remember you slacked off and diddly dick that didn't do what I asked you to do? Yeah, well, now you owe me twice as much." I don't blame you at all there, Stan. How's it doing in Florida there, Angel?
Yeah, how's the weather too? Here it's hot, man. I had to turn on the AC yesterday.
It was 65 yesterday, and it snowed this morning.
Holy crap.
Like a blizzard snowstorm. Of course, it
At
didn't
least it
stick.
doesn't stick around very long.
Yeah, it's not sticking, but just enough to make you angry. I need the ground to dry up so I can actually use the tractor. We're going to fence in 2 more quarter acres for the apprentices this year, so that they know their boundary lines, and plus help with the deer and animals from getting in their gardens.
Right. I mean, it's already 70 degrees here, and it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. We're going to get a high of 82. Looks like. Nope, 84, sorry. 86.
So 37 degrees currently.
Look at that crap. 86 degrees is going to be by 4 o'clock.
Oh, man.
This is where, when we hit March, that's when we start getting warm again. By the end of March, we'll be getting close to 100-degree temps. Easy. And he's just watching the Corona thing. You know, I know we've talked about being prepared, little girl, about, but still can't help to feel like I haven't prepared, not even quite enough, not even a little bit enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's everybody. I mean, I think, I'm thinking, oh, did I get, enough of this? And I grow a lot of my own stuff too. So, I think that every year. So it's not like if you have that mindset, it's hard to get out of it. And so. I fully understand.
Stan says he's 1 credit short of his high school diploma, so he's trying to get his ass up in gear to finish that at least. Yeah. It's important, man. Good on you to get his ass in gear for that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I understand. I understand where Riddle Girls come from. I mean, you can't. I mean, we've preached this for how many years? At least 10 that I've known you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look how far Bobby's came. Bobby Solar Homestead. Like, he was not in a good position, and with all of
he's
our
doing pretty good.
With all of our conspiracy theory talks and the resting soul of Byron, Kansas Hillbilly Prepper,
Yeah.
The wife actually asked me, she's like, so who took the place of Byron, since he passed away? And I was like, we don't have a replacement for Byron. Nobody calls you at 3 o'clock in the morning, frantically panicked about something. You have to talk them down,
Yeah. Not
Everybody,
only that, but I mean the kindness of that man, I've never seen anywhere else. He was probably the goodest, or the most cool dude I've ever met because how kind he was.
yeah,
Like
but he wasn't calling to be annoying. He was calling because he was really concerned. He's like, what can you do? I wanted to let you know.
Mhm.
Can I help you? Can we help other people?
Dude was so freaking poor, but always wanted to give to people.
Yeah. I remember I sent him Christmas gifts and stuff, and he would always be like, I have to send you something back. I have to send you something. I'm like, you don't have to send me anything. Your thanks is good enough, man.
Dude had holes in his floor.
Yeah, I remember. And I told him, I was like, you need to, because he rented it at that time, right? At that place.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yep.
you need to call them people and say, hey, they fixed that. That's like in the rental agreement, they're supposed to fix it.
Slumlord shit.
Well, they took advantage of him because they knew he was disabled.
Yeah.
Which is twice as bad, 10 times as bad in my book.
Yep.
Can always put more clothes on, yeah. Or you could go out and cut wood.
Man, I don't like the cold, man. I slip on the ice, and I'm a big dude, so when I slip on ice, it hurts.
River Girl says I have to make some peace with it by reminding myself that I'm truly a woman of faith. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, we don't talk about that a lot in here, but if you're right with God and it's your time to go, it's your time to go, no matter how much you prepared. It's just, but being a father and a husband, I mean, I'm not really concerned with my well-being. I want to make sure that whenever I go, that my family will live on and be taken care of. So
that's the hardest part, man. Having to deal with that is, thinking, are they going to be okay? Because if you go out early, before you're 50,
yeah,
you got to think, well, that's a lot of years left. And now I'm worried about that. Nothing I can do, and I won't know what happens, obviously. But
yeah.
man, it's hard to wrap your head around that.
I mean, I still have old values, I guess, to the point to where my wife works, but it's not the fact that I don't want her to not work, but I don't want her to work either. You know what I'm saying? It's like but then again, if I do die, then, and there's not enough money to take care of all the stuff that we have, I want to make sure that everything's taken care of before I go, and that she can just live off whatever she has or whatever's left of, what we saved and all that stuff. But like, I'm really hard on my boys. My wife says all the time, she's like, you're harder on the boys than you are the girls. And I'm like, I've told them all from day one, get your education in something you like to do, and then you'll always be happy. And I will do my best to leave you with whatever I can as my legacy. And, you guys will always have that place to go back to, whether it be here or the place in Tennessee or whatever. And, you always have a place, a quiet place that you can go. And that's what I'm just trying to do. I'm just trying to leave them something that they can go to, because in the future, I foresee that there's not going to be a whole lot of places you can go and be in the woods that are private and shoot in private or do whatever you want to on your own private land. So, I mean, everybody buys land up and turns it into strip malls and stuff. So, yeah, I miss Byron. He was such a good dude. Like, he many times, and like I said, I fueled his conspiracy theory. I got him an Alex Jones subscription to InfoWars or Prison Planet or something, and I wanted to kick myself in the ass a lot for that. But then again, I'm like, it gave him something to do, and because he always wanted to do something. And I told him, I was like, look, in the military, not everybody's a door kicker. Not everybody's a cook. Not everybody's a grunt. Not everybody's this that. I was like, it takes resources, other than some young kid out kicking doors in. So I was like, it takes an army, and he was our information army officer,
Right.
intelligent officer. So, or
He was definitely always bringing up stuff I'd never even heard of.
yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. Byron definitely did not have a hidden agenda. He was really good-hearted.
The greatest thing is starting to turn into a memorial for Kansas, but I think the coolest thing was like he would talk crap about libtards, but we would have a libtard that would come in every once in a while because the dude would throw out a free link every freaking episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was the nicest person to that person, even if they're being mean, he's not gonna be mean back. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
How do you do that, man? Because like, I couldn't do it. I could not be nice to somebody who's being mean to me. You know what I mean?
Well, he'd always try to talk it out. He's like, okay,
Mhm.
well, I'll listen to yours, you listen to mine, and even if we don't agree, at least we part ways. Because you could be friends with somebody that doesn't have the same opinion. Because if so, we wouldn't have friends. There's different people and different walks of life and different opinions, and you can't ever always be on the same page.
Oh, I
And
know.
so,
But he just did it. He dealt with it better than I could ever do. Because it's not about having different opinions. I mean, you can have different opinions. It's about what you do with that different opinion. I saw a few people who had a different opinion than him that were also calling names and being just a dick. And he never resorted to being a dick back.
well, no, that goes into honor though. Like you won't ever, you have a certain set of morals, and you'll honor those till, you never stoop to their level, I guess, in layman's terms. Brittle Girl says women are intended to be man's backup. Oh, we're getting kicked off YouTube now. And to pick up the slack,
woman.
2 parts of 1 whole. I think a lot of people miss that message from the word. I mean, it's just the way I was brought up. But like I said, I taught my daughters to go to school and be independent, and that way they didn't have to rely on a significant other. I'm not against it, obviously, but I mean, I want everybody to be as well prepared as they can. So,
Hey, hi, Pocket.
good morning, sir. Or ma'am. Sorry, I don't know.
Don't assume.
Yeah, sir or ma'am. How are we doing this morning? Stan says, just like a good old military unit. Yes. Morning.
So, a lot of feminists really piss me off because they think that they don't need a man.
Yeah.
No, you don't need a man, all right? But you do need each other. You need to have a fellowship with another person who's very, very close to you.
Aww.
All right, you need that companionship. People who are lonely die early. There's depression involved and things like that. God didn't intend us to be alone, but He also doesn't want us to be doormats and totally reliant on another person either. He wants us to be independent but still help each other out. And just like Stan said, like a good military unit.
Yeah, I feel like it's my role to take care of everybody, and I was just brought up that way. And Russ, Poison Stinger knows.
Dude, it's so comical, man.
We've had private talks on the phone and stuff, and I didn't have the best upbringing, from at least my one of my parents. So, but my grandparents taught me, all the humility and all the good things that I need to learn. So,
There you go.
I mean, and I still believe that way. My grandmother cooked, sewed, run 2 businesses, actually 3, I guess. And my grandfather retired from the Navy. He retired from another company, and then they spent the rest of their life growing food and helping other people out. And my grandmother cut hair. She had a ceramic shop. I mean, they did everything like that you could possibly do. And I think my grandfather even worked after he retired as a security guard. after he retired twice. so the man was never not doing something, and I think that's where I learned a lot of my skills to to build stuff, to make stuff, and speaking of that, do you still have the coffin box I made you? I'm sure that's pretty a crude thing. I just now remembered that.
I got rid of the Glock 17 that you made it for. But yeah, no, I still got it.
There's the crude box that I made back when I started doing woodworking again.
Yeah. So, it has a place in here. It's kind of hard to see because the fabric's a little wrinkled, but there is an area that is cut out kind of for a gun. And then you got the bullet tray right there, right?
Yep, I just thought you. I don't even know what that was about. Was that a Halloween thing that we were doing or something?
Probably. I know it was from my Glock 17, which at the time was all custom and shit. Yeah, and I think I was because I had like zombie bullets for it. The whole zombie bullet craze that the Hornady did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember putting the Hornady bullets in that little thing. And this was my just in case. Back when it was fun to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was the zombie era.
Yep.
When people were chewing people's ears off and stuff from bath salts.
It's still really cool though.
Yeah, it's it's always on my desk.
Could come in by helping my grandpa in the garage, fixing the lawnmower, etc., and come to the house when grandma and great aunt were sitting there quilting on the table. Those ladies could gossip, yeah. Well, like I said, my grandmother, she is actually a retired school teacher, and then she cut hair on the side, and then when she retired from school, she did that full time, and then they opened up a ceramic shop in the basement. And I mean, the only thing I ever heard my grandmother really complain about was that she canned inside the house and she wanted an air conditioner. So after hearing that for quite a few years, I'm sure my grandfather got her the largest air conditioner they could find, and we cut a hole out in the wall and trimmed it all out and put her an air conditioner in there so she could be cool. And that's
a hot work, man.
Well, just think about that. It wasn't that many years ago that we didn't have central heat and air in our houses. I mean, really here. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm sure you had to have it if you were in the desert or whatever, but we didn't have it.
Coolers.
Yeah, we didn't have that. I mean, we had box fans that went in the window, and you'd sleep with a sheet at night or something. I mean, at our first house, when I was a kid, we didn't have air conditioning all the way up into high school. We had a window unit in the living room, and we could go in there and close the door to the living room and sit inside the living room and cool off. But the rest of the house was not. So.
Holy crap. Stan's dad was part of the Teamsters. Or grandpa. So.
Yeah, mine's not updating that fast.
Well, he says, my grandpa was a Teamster during the Hoffa era. Short fireball, LOL. That's where my love of politics come from. Well, love/hate. Yeah, I mean, I had to stop watching the news. There was a couple years ago, I would be, have the news on all the time in the background while I'm doing other things. And boy, that just did not make me a pleasant person. It also made me paranoid as fuck, right? So, and I got Kansas. Well, I needed to know some of these things. Kansas was always like talking about this shit. I needed to be somewhat educated. And now I don't watch the news at all. I mean, if I get my news, it's from the Drudge Report or you talking about the Drudge Report. And HTP was a good source for a while, but who knows if he's going to start up again.
He said he's going to in one of the chats a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because I had to go back and rewatch it because I was just playing it in the background, and I heard that he said that yes, he was going to. Things are supposed to be changing around for him, so.
Yeah. I think it'd be nice to do like in the news this week, like once a week chat, maybe Friday nights or Saturday nights, where maybe we get a few people and each person has a news story they want to talk about that happened that week. I don't know. That'd be a fun idea. Except for everybody to be bringing back the coronavirus.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting ready to plant. I'm actually doing seeds this week. Seed starts. I prefer to seed start at home, and that way I can already have plants to put in the ground, because the transplants are already growing, and you don't have to worry about birds picking the seeds out and stuff like that. So everybody's getting their tractors ready. I'll be working a lot of long nights, early mornings. So we'll have to cut these off in an hour, probably next week.
Yeah.
So I still have shipping and stuff to do. Check emails and all that stuff. I was just checking them now. Some of my affiliates and stuff. So.
Yeah, I need to get some side hustles.
What do you want to do?
I need to get some side hustles.
No, I mean, what do you want to do?
Dude, right now
I got all kinds of stuff that needs to be done.
Yeah, that's the issue, right? I don't. First of all, I'm not really great at any one thing, right? I'm good enough to be dangerous at a lot of different things. Right now, we're trying to get I was talking about it a little bit while you were gone. Trying to get our credit up, right? Working on that. Working on putting some money back. Working at, long-term money back, like gold and silver, and then short-term money I want to be putting back for like a down payment on a duplex or something like that, so we can live in half of it and rent out the other side. And then I was looking at, there's a couple vending machine routes that are for sale around here. Those are pretty cheap, and they're already installed in businesses, which is like half the work right there. So I don't know. I'm just right now I'm kind of doing the research on it and seeing what I can physically do, what I can do financially, and all that, because I have to put that into play too. So I don't know. I mean, we can talk offline if you want. If you got stuff that maybe I can make a few bucks doing. Yeah, sure. Why not?
I got some stuff I want to run past you later, anyways.
Yeah.
I come across some interesting information. One of my good buddies, he's always coming up with these harebrained ideas and stuff, and we've been pushing this thought around for quite a few years. But I don't want to say on here, but it's definitely. I think you'll be into it, and I probably don't even want to tell you, because I might make you a limited edition of what I'm going to do. But
yeah. Well, hell, man, I need to start making a little bit of cash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stan says if my province keeps screwing around, I might just go to the U.S. to get my CDL there instead of screwing around to here to get it back. Yeah, I don't know what it takes to get it there. I did get my CDL here in America, but that was probably 15 years ago now. It's been a while. And man, I love doing that. I love driving cross country. It was so much fun. Such an adventure. I would definitely do it again if it wasn't so bad for my health. And the wife would have to stay home, because me and her did it as a team. We did team driving, and that was fine because then I didn't miss her, right? But now if I had to do it, I would be missing the hell out of her, because she's got a good job here. She's not gonna go riding around with me. Yeah. But as I said, it's really bad for your health because you're sitting all day. You're eating junk food. My legs started to swell up, and that was back when I was in my early 30s. So it was a good thing I got out of that job.
Stan, I don't know what you're interested in, but as far as CDL work, I do know that there's some jobs on Indiana.gov, I believe, for highway workers to drive big trucks, whether it be snow truck or snow plow or whatever. So you might check into that. There's a job ID, but I don't have the number. I seen it and sent it to my brother-in-law, but I don't have it with me, so that's on my work phone.
Dude, you need to come down and move into a constitutional carry state. There's 17 of them now, I think, right? Find you one of the 17 of the constitutional carry states, move there, get a job doing truck driving, which there are plenty of jobs doing local routes or coast to coast. And yeah. Then you can, well, of course, if you're driving truck, you're going to have to worry about the gun laws in every state that you go through, but you could probably teach the course. Well, there you go. You don't even need the course. You just need to do your test. You don't have to do a CDL course. At least you didn't when I did it. It's kind of like being a lawyer. You don't have to go to lawyer school. You just have to pass the bar. Here, you don't have to go to school for truck driving. You just have to pass the test. Now, you have to have a rig, right? And you have to pay money for it out of your own pocket to do it. But, yeah, you don't have to go through a class. If you pass, you pass. All right. That's all I got to say about that. Empty offices, full homes. COVID-19 might strain the internet. Because everybody's going to be at home online.
Yeah. Yeah.
The virus that broke the internet.
It's not a computer virus even.
Well, that's what some of the people were saying about their employees and stuff in China. They said that they're okay because they have the internet. It's not ideal, but you can still go out and get food and water and stuff. But you have the internet, so you can watch TV, you can play on the internet. I mean, that's not the end all, but that's why they're not rioting, I guess, more so than they would be. So. I'm trying to find this job link for the highway departments and stuff. I know you're tracking me. Thanks. Good for you.
Yeah, I don't pretend to know everything about the CDL stuff here in America, but I do know that there was guys that were like owner operators or they were going in to be an owner operator, and they already had a truck, so they just took it. Because I mean, they grew up knowing how to drive, so they didn't have to do the course. I had to do the course because I hadn't drove before, and I was wanting to work for a company and not myself. So.
Well, this is the best I could do. I'll put it over here and let you check it out if you want to there, Stan.
Michigan jobs, huh? Michigan's not the most gun-friendly state.
That's why Demcad moved out of there, I think. He's down in Kentucky or Tennessee now.
Is he?
Yeah. I don't know if you follow him at all.
To him, but I haven't seen one in a while.
Yeah, he's been doing some videos about stockpiling and stuff and going out, in the countryside and seeing all. I don't know what job he does. I forgot, but he's out. Like I always liked it because he was the man on the street. He was always walking around with his phone. He has to have super huge arms, just from carrying the phone around like this, walking around the neighborhoods and stuff, showing everything.
Yeah, he's like HDP, but HDP was doing it, but only like this part of his head up.
Yeah. Demcat, he's got it up here, he's showing everything and how you stay focused while you're walking and hold it so that you get your full body in it and not edit it and stuff. I mean, for sure.
He's got to have a few outtakes on that. Yeah. Yeah, good luck to you, Stan, man. It'd be awesome if you can get out of, Canada. I mean, everybody needs to. I mean, we're all screwed eventually, right? But until then, try to move to the next safe haven until it goes away. pretty soon it'll be down to one state, and it'll just be one really gun-friendly state.
I'd like to find that article where Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, and some other states, I believe, all join in together and are doing away with federal gun laws, so you can have anything you want. You can manufacture it in the state and take it from those state to state. So
I am really curious about that. I would love it for, I haven't looked it up myself, and maybe I should, but the whole idea, because, like Missouri, right? They're saying, screw you, federal government, shall not be infringed means what it means, right? So come to Missouri, do whatever you want, because it's an infringement if you, like, okay, but what about felons? What about fully auto? What about bump stocks? What about, all this other stuff? Because I'm sure there are plenty of people who think still, because we always have, that's the gun community, right? Divided as hell. Oh, yeah, I think everybody should have a right to own a gun except for, felons. Or except if you could carry a gun, you should have to get a course to make sure you're safe. Or I believe, it's a whole bunch of buts in that I believe in the Second Amendment crap. So I am kind of curious on how far they're taking that, because I would move to Missouri if I can then build my own AK out of a shovel and make as many holes in it as I want. Sign me up. I'm moving. Alabama, Arkansas, Ohio, and Iowa. Yeah. All those states are pretty close together, Stan. Shoot, you visit one of them, you can visit most of them. Oh. Alabama, yep. Michigan, Alabama, Arkansas, Ohio, and Iowa. Shoot, Alabama's pretty gun friendly. Arkansas, I don't know about Ohio. I don't think so. Iowa, maybe.
yeah, I can't find it. I must not. I need the correct wording, I guess. I'm not putting correct wording in there, but
Right.
somewhere I read that, and that was a couple weeks ago, maybe a month. So
We should definitely look into that for sure. I'm very curious on that. I'm sure a lot of people would be too. Because I would imagine a lot of people have the same idea as I do. It's like, oh yeah, well that just means they're not going to put any new regulations in, about magazine restrictions or some shit like that.
mm-hmm.
But that pretty much, still everything that's been, pre 2000 or whatever is still going to be in effect. I don't know. Just seems that there's a lot of people that think those are fine to have those types of infringements.
Right, but then they don't want to make it illegal for illegals to to come into our country.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there's so many people I know too personally that came from other countries, and they're trying to get their citizenship, and they are super pissed because they are paying money, doing what they're supposed to do to become citizens of the United States, and then these others just come in and basically they're probably going to get a stay for free, after all these immigrants that came here legally, and the one guy, he's from Austria, and he is super pissed. He's like, I have to hold a job. I can't get a speeding ticket, and he has a cool accent, but I wish I could get him to come on, but he doesn't want to because he's afraid it'll mess up with his yeah. So, but he's like, I got to study. I have to, maintain a job for so many years. And he married a lady here. So Maricopa.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, though. I haven't read it all yet, right? But they're like, preserve the Second Amendment. The only problem is they're definitely not going to allow felons to own firearms. They're definitely not going to allow fully auto or suppressed without, paperwork and stuff like that. So Arizona, at least here, is basically let's keep the laws that we have and not add any new ones. Whereas I'm under the thought process of let's get rid of all the friggin' laws and reset this bitch. There's a lot of whereas and therefores on that.
Sorry, I'm searching. Fat finger in the keyboard there.
I was just reading a little bit of the link that little girl shared. It's a step in the right direction. Yeah, I don't know. Riddle. I mean, I guess you get tired of the steps though, and you want to take a leap. And even then, the steps is usually 1 forward and 2 back. Like even if they pass this, then the next person is going to come and do even more against it just to make up for the little win that we had.
Right.
And we got so much division in the Second Amendment community that a lot of Second Amendment supporters would actually be okay with it because, yeah, as I said, we can't have felons running around with guns. We can't have guns without background checks. That's just not right. Because they've been programmed all their life. Oh, but I'm a lifetime member of the NRA. Yeah. As soon as you say that, I know enough I need to know. If it wasn't for the NRA, we wouldn't even have the NICS check. So, yeah, I know exactly what education you received. New York is trying to pass a bill where all ammo has to be serialized by 2020 or 2022. I don't doubt that. I know California has already put in some ammo stuff, not serialized, I don't think, but you have to do background check for each thing that you buy in California. And I think they're trying to crack down on people who cast their own bullets even. So they're going to be going after like powder because you can't, well, I mean, you can make black powder, but smokeless powder is a little bit more difficult to make on your own. So there's a few people I know like Fortune Cookie 45 LC. He's a caster and reloader in California. A few of them.
Ammo be serialized. Okay. Jesus.
I don't doubt it, bro. I think that, if they can, they will, for sure. They want to track every bullet that you buy. Look at California. They're tracking all your purchases. They know how many bullets you own. They know what weapons you own. Why do they need to know all that? They don't.
The same reason they take inventory of everything you buy at the big box stores and everything else, because that law still stands. If they need it for a military effort, they can come take it from you. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's an amendment in the Constitution about that.
Yeah, but if we go under martial law, what do you think is going to happen? All constitutional rights are suspended. Even medical martial law would.
I'm pretty sure martial law is against the Constitution too.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm fully aware, but I'm just stating there's always a back door to something. I mean, they invented a way to do what they wanted to, no matter what the Constitution states.
We're all screwed eventually.
Well, if they serialized ammo, let's just say they did, which is totally and utterly retarded. But if they serialized ammo, how many 20, 30, 40, 50 years is it going to take for everybody to shoot the ammo that they have stockpiled? I mean, Southern Prepper 1 has 10,000 22 rounds in one container, and that's what he showed on the internet. So how many of those do you think he's got cached? Or, people like that, people that, have guns and shoot. I mean, they don't buy the ammo for malicious purposes. They buy it because, hey, it's cheap. I stocked up on it. Just like you stock up on toilet paper before a friggin' hurricane comes or something, I don't know. It's all bogus.
You get these news articles, right, when they seize a person's weapons. They went to this madman's house and they found thousands of rounds of ammunition. most likely 22. I'm like, that's a day at the range, you know. But yeah, and if it does get serialized, people aren't going to shoot the non-serialized shit. They're going to buy the serialized stuff and shoot it. But then, how do you prove that they shot it or not? You know, that I think that's their next dilemma.
Well, I don't want to give them any details, but look at the way the tasers work. The new tasers that the police officers use, they have micro dots in the. So if they could figure out a way to do that, I'm sure they would. There's microscopic things that shoot out whenever they tase somebody, and you can go back to the scene with some kind of equipment that they have that the taser company sells and find out which taser was discharged where, and it's used for purposes of like because people can purchase them legally too. So just figure that one out. They just have to figure out a way to put enough of those in there that they don't burn up when the powder is discharged or something like that. And
well, there's always going to be a way to reload without them knowing about it. I mean, I have molds, I have lead. You can get lead in a lot of different ways. Powder, if I had to, I could make black powder pretty easily from stuff you get from Home Depot. Smokeless powder, maybe not so much, but you can still be dangerous with black powder in a pinch. Not to mention, I would be shooting at the range I'd be shooting at the range all the serialized stuff and hoarding and holding on to the stuff I've already got. Because
that just goes.
It's all going downhill. So
that just goes back into if you're going to do something, you're going to find a way to get around it, right? So you just use a shotgun that you loaded full of rocks. Will do the same damage as a shotgun loaded full of lead. So are you going to serialize rocks? Are you going to serialize the steel that you can buy? Are you going to serialize bolts, nuts, washers, anything metal?
Probably have to start serializing the primers. I mean, really, that's the hardest thing to do with reloading, right? To make it yourself. I mean, I've seen people do it with match heads and stuff, but I mean, come on, let's be real. That's not going to do it in a pinch.
The limeys have what? Switched to a lot. Yeah. Well, so that's a good point. So
you can have suppressors on those too, legally.
So if you can carry around a can of compressed air, which I know you can because we play paintball, just imagine if you have that same HPA air tank attached to a 22 rifle or 22 rifle air rifle. So it's not far-fetched that that you could use a 22 air rifle that's CO2 powered and convert it to a HPA powered by changing the seals out, and then you've just effectively turned that rifle into a actual rifle.
Yeah, well, no, they already have 50 cals and 30 cals. I've been watching a few on Demolition Ranch. He's had a few air rifles that are 50 cal, and they'll take down a deer real freaking easy. And they have suppressors on them because it's not a gun. So if it's not a gun, then the suppressor is not illegal to own. You don't have to do a tax stamp or nothing on it, right?
Yeah.
The only thing I wish they would do is come out with fully automatic, and they have done that with some of the smaller calibers.
Umerics.
Because once again, it's not a firearm, so a fully automatic air gun is perfectly legal. But I mean, if you're taking down deer with a 50 cal and you can somehow get a bigger compressor.
Well, an HPA tank, you can use a dive bottle. A dive bottle has upwards of 2,000 or 3,000 psi in it. So, I mean, go figure. And the small HPA tanks that you use for the drop forwards on paintballs, you can't rule out everything because the more you take away, the more people are going to make in their backyards. Like the spud gun, for example. If you maliciously want to use a spud gun for the same concept, I mean, it's just as blunt force trauma. Come on.
Yeah, you can knock somebody out with one of those at close range.
But if you shove a metal rod in there inside the spud that's sharpened, what do you think is going to be the outcome? That it's going to be blunt force trauma with a projectile at that point. and they're using hairspray. So we'll have to outlaw everything, and everything you buy will have to be scrutinized.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
One thing
Like,
I bought recently at the gun show is a few black tips for my AK. And I got a dealer now that goes to the gun shows, got his business card and all of his information. He reloads it, right? You can't you can't buy it brand new, but you can't buy the bullets brand new, but you can buy the projectiles brand new.
mm-hmm.
And so what he does is he's got a license to reload and sell his reloads. So he's able to sell these reloads, but they're all tungsten steel cores and stuff. So I picked up a 30 box of 30 of those. That expensive. I tell you what, that was all I could afford that day. But he does them in all sorts of different calibers, mostly 30 calibers, right? You got 30-06, 300 Win Mag, stuff like that. So yeah, Real Girl shared the link to that air gun that I was talking about.
Yang Dragon Claw.
Yeah. That thing is badass. This is one of the guns that she said, "Hey, hon, I know the next gun you need to purchase." And I'm like, I love you.
So are we allowed to show? We're not allowed to show firearms, right?
Yeah, if you're holding it, yeah.
So can you show air rifles?
I believe so. It's not a firearm.
Well, I mean, depends on who you ask.
All right. Well, we're an hour and a half in anyway, so they shut us down.
So I have a Ruger air rifle.
Nice. Yeah. See, you know about the suppressors on an air rifle.
And it's a breakdown 22 caliber pellet gun. So this will do what a 22 will do, and it's a lot quieter. So,
right.
Yeah. And then whenever I was a child, I had a Ruger 1022, and then I had a beam and air rifle, and it was cheaper to buy pellets and BBs, so I usually went with that. But I still occasionally took the 22 out when Grandpa didn't care, and so yeah. I mean, if there's a will, there's a way, and if you could figure out how to jack this up to make more pressure out of it, send that bullet faster, then and I'm sure there's somebody out there that's smarter than me. So there's a will, there's a way. Just like I'm telling you, check out my video on all the guns that are made in places where they've taken them. It's scary. It's scary.
Yeah. It's not that hard if you have a little know-how and a little will. I don't really have the know-how I have a little bit of it. I know the basics. I could probably do something, but at the same time, I'd be timid. Wouldn't want to blow my head up, So.
Well, as long as you got a pressure relief valve on it. Most of those high-pressure tanks have a pressure release valve. So you could buy the compressor. It's a couple grand to fill those HPA tanks and dive bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And you could shoot steel rods.
Well, look at the second link that Riddle Girl shared is a different 50 cal air rifle that actually shoots arrows as well. Yeah.
Yeah, man's been killing each other with rocks and sticks and stones and stuff for as long as they can, archaeologists can find. They were using weapons to protect themselves. So, if original man, Cro-Magnon man or Neanderthal can figure out how to make weapons and kill stuff with it. What do you think the people with technology are going to do if you try to take stuff away? How many guns do they find in Australia all the time? And they've outlawed guns. I know that firsthand because my brother works for a company out of Australia, and the lady came in to a lady and a man came in from Australia to a funeral. That me and my brother were attending, and the lady's like, "Are you carrying?" And I'm like, yeah. Well, why? Well, why do you put socks on?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you carry gum because your breast's gonna stink, right? I mean, why do you do anything? Why do you put a belt on? I mean, why do you why do you put deodorant on so you don't stink, right? Well, people carry guns for protection.
I always tell people that ask me that, I'm like, well, I don't get to choose the time or place that evil is going to bring something to my door.
Of course.
No matter where I'm at. Like, oh, why do you need a gun to go to the grocery store? Because there are plenty of times, especially here in Arizona, where people get shot up at the grocery store. Why do you need a gun at church? Well, there's been a lot of church shootings. Why do you need a gun for this? Because I don't get to pick the time or place that evil is going to come and knocking on my door. And I want to be prepared no matter where I'm at as much as I can be,
And then the out of touch reality of, people live in the rural areas. I'm not going to take my gun off to come into town. Because if I don't have it on me and I'm out in the woods and a boar comes up on me, or a pack of coyotes, or a bobcat, or a mountain lion, I mean, that's just stupid. Like, if you had one in your backyard, oh, don't shoot it, it's pretty. But it's eating your dog, you'd immediately want to shoot it, right? Some people probably wouldn't, but you get the gist. If it was eating your child, would you?
They would try to reason with it. Like, listen, what you're doing is bad, okay? You can probably see it. You should not be doing.
You're better than this.
Yes. I'm going to have to put you in a timeout, sir.
Instinctively, if something like that happens, what do people do? They go for the butcher knife, right? But it's still a weapon. I mean, you're still, if somebody's attacking you or your child, you're going to go for a weapon, whether it be a gun, a knife, an ink pen, a metal rod, a hammer, a tire iron. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I mean, hell, a sharpened stick still kills in Africa. I mean, they still use spears and handmade arrows out of wood in the tribes. So, I mean, to think that, I mean, there's some Aboriginal people. I think there's a tribe of 75 in Africa that still live the way that they lived 2,000 years ago. They still survive the way that people survived 2,000 years ago. And they use wood and stone, and I don't know if they use volcanic glass or whatever, but they make tools from the earth. Just like this tool is made from earth, right? It's metal. So if you're so naive to think that you're so far relieved from common sense that people are not going to do something if you take it away from them, you're only limiting the people that buy stuff legally and giving to the criminals. Because how many rifles have been lost over the years by the military? How many have been given to Mexico that we didn't give them, and they were used in crimes to try to say it was the American people gave them to them? No.
Yeah, Scottsdale's Gun Club is one of the major ones that got shysted in that whole deal, because they made Scottsdale Gun Club submit to that whole Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
So a lot of those guns came from that store, which is a really kind of a nice store. But
Stan, the ashtray. Yep, from Stan's story the other day. How the guy was getting browbeat with an ashtray.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
I mean, shit, if you believe in the Bible, then Abel and Cain, assault rocks. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember the exact verse, but whenever they was going to crucify Jesus, he told them to sell their wares and get swords, even though it was illegal at the time.
Yeah.
To own a sword.
So he said, if you don't, this was before he got crucified. This was when they were going out. They were going to go to a different town, right? So he's like, hey, go get a sword. If you don't have a sword, go get one. If you don't have the money to get a sword, sell your cloak or your coat and go buy one. Because he was all about turning the other cheek if somebody did you wrong. But it's different if somebody did you wrong and you forgive them for that versus somebody trying to take your life. And yeah, swords were that day's gun,
but they were illegal for the common person to have.
Yep.
So if they make it illegal for one person, they're going to make it illegal for, and that's just more brutality. I mean, could you imagine? I make tomahawks. I make bearded axes. What do you think that's going to? What kind of trauma would that cause versus a gunshot wound?
Oh my God, an axe attack is like the most gory thing and the most savage thing ever. I wouldn't. Oh no, I don't even like thinking about that shit.
So you want us to go back to medieval ways of fighting? I mean, come on. It's no longer I'll challenge you to a duel. I'll just split your wig open with a machete or an axe or a kukri or something. I mean,
Start collecting hair rugs.
yeah.
Scalping.
I mean, come on now. Scissors are used in assaults. I mean, they won't even allow them on the airplane. Okay, fingernail clippers. I mean, I don't even fly because of these things. Like, I haven't flown in 12, 15 years. I know we covered that yesterday, but I mean, seriously, like, it's getting to the point to where, I mean, you can't protect me, so why can't I protect myself?
What's up, HDP?
HDP in the house.
He's giving the big old thumbs up again. Never
When-
really comments, does he?
No. I don't know if he's on his way to work or.
Get your pilot's license. Yeah. I've been thinking getting one of those gyrocopters would be kind of cool. You can have those in your backyard here. Oh, he's sick? You sick with the coronavirus, bro?
Who said that?
Oh, he just put an emoji in there with the little mask over the face.
Oh, yeah. That's probably for the dust storms he's involved in.
Oh, yeah. We know about dust storms around here. We get the haboobies. If you've never seen what a haboob looks like, dude, it is something of awe.
I've never seen one in person. I've seen them on TV and YouTube videos, but
Yeah. It's got to be, I don't know what Afghanistan was like, never been there, but when you see like scenes in a movie or whatever with a dust storm in the desert in Afghanistan, that's a lot like what happens here when it actually rolls through. Because it's all red. Everything's red. You can't see. You got to squint, and even then it's getting in your eyes, burning. He's got morning, bro.
Morning, Corsair trainers. How are we doing today, sir? So it looks like you guys are coming in right at the end of everything. What time is it there? I think Corsair trainers in California, and I know HTP's out where you are. So.
Well, he's in Nevada. It's 9:04 here. I don't know if there's another state. I think Hawaii doesn't do daylight savings time, and Arizona doesn't do daylight saving time. So when you guys switch your clocks, I do not.
Yeah, Stan's on the same time as I am till tomorrow or Sunday. I think we spring forward, so we lose an hour. Are you frozen, or are you steadily looking at something?
I'm sorry. I'm intently reading my wife's text message about something that we were talking about a little bit that you wanted to finish talking about off air.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that later.
Am I getting text messages from her as well?
Not yet. If you play your cards right, though, maybe.
Oh. You need to go here because your computer sucks.
No. This is the whole trying to start a small entrepreneurship kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go big on entrepreneurship, so.
No, we're gonna set up another website like Bobby Paradise did, So
okay.
Fun toys.
Yeah. Pleasure Paradise by Bobby.
Oh yeah. I'll call it Stinger's Lair or some
shit. Use your intro where it's like
right, but it's a
dungeon.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to the dungeon.
Yep.
Says the province of Newfoundland only moves a half an hour. Huh.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah, he says they're special. Sounds like it.
HTTP like that.
Yeah, HTTP. We regularly talk about the shit holster on these chats, so that's like a daily occurrence.
She's watching the replay. She's watching the replay.
Bang.
Now you know where I got the sound effect from, huh?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You be selling that little blue pill?
Dude, yeah, I mean, I got extras. I could probably make a profit
Stinger's
on that.
Pharmacy, we're guaranteed to make you brrrr.
Okay, we've gone totally off the rails
off
now.
off the chain. That's why HTP doesn't allow anybody in his chat. That's
Right?
the comment section just exploding, but he's staying on topic.
It's a fly day. I get it.
All right, well, it's getting into the hour 40 mark. Seems like everybody's coming in now, but I have work to do.
It's 11 o'clock where Stan's at.
Yeah, same here.
All right,
So
he's just north of you then.
Thanks for everybody coming in to watch. I have responsibilities to take care of, so thumbs up, thumbs down, bitch. Most complaints, leave them in the comment section below. Check out the links below if you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, if you're on all that stuff. And thanks to Poison Stinger and everybody that came in this morning. Appreciate it, and have a good day.
See ya.